Cheers. This episode is all about the power of commitment. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
That boy. That boy.
Cheers. You are now watching Create a Steady Hustle with Liquid Cash.
Cheers, what it is and what it ain't. It's yours truly, Liquid Cash. I need it all out the stash. The man, the myth, money making Mitch. Listen, man, I want to know, did y'all miss me? I'm back like cooked crack. Y'all know what it is, man. Listen, I want y'all to just sit back, relax, get your cocktail, your beverage, whatever you feel like drinking, a cup of tea, it doesn't matter. I need y'all to sit back and listen to me. We're going to drop some jewels, man. Some jewels y'all can use. This episode is all about the power of commitment. It's about being committed to whatever you into, committed to your life, committed to living, committed to surviving, committed to thriving. This is all about the power of commitment, you dig? And listen, man, but before I get into it, I want y'all to understand this. Y'all know how I do it. I stay fresh, dressed to impress. It's another week, another day, another dollar, more money, more progress. And I always got to make progress. You know the green is for the money. Green is my color, man. Green represents abundance. Green represents prosperity. And that's what I'm all about. Just living an abundant lifestyle, you dig? So, of course, you know I got on the green of Mary's on my feet. You know it got to match the shirt that I got on, of course. And I don't even know what brand this is, but it ain't about the brand. It's about the style. It's about the way it looks. It's about the way it cuts, the way it fits me. That's what it's all about, you dig? I don't care if it was a shirt that was out of Walmart. If it looked good and I feel like it was made with good quality fabric, then I put it on, man, you dig? And you know, it is what it is, man. These jeans, I had these for a long time, man. These my favorite white jeans. I got these from Zara, I think years ago. But you know, they still rocking and rolling. So, you know, I'm still gonna wear them, you feel me? I got about 4 or 5 different white pair of jeans. But these ones are my favorite ones. I got these from Zara, like I said. So, you know, man, I got to stay fresh, man. Of course, the Holy Trinity on my neck. Of course, we got the bust stand on the wrist. We got to shine. Why not? We gods. We got to shine, man. Every day I wake up, I'm trying to shine. You feel me? And you know my favorite glasses. You know when I put these on right here, man. Y'all know when I put these on, man, these that Prada, I call these the Easy E's, man. You feel me? These loked out, you dig? And anytime I put these on, it's going to be a wonderful episode. I'm going to pop my shit. I'm going to be as honest and transparent as I could possibly be. I want y'all to just sit back and listen to me. Like I said again, I got some jewels y'all can use, and it's about the power of commitment. You dig? And we're going to talk about some real shit, man. And some people might not like it, but I want y'all to understand this. Anytime I say it, it's going to be real shit. I'm not going to say what you like sometimes. I'm not always going to say what you want to hear sometimes. I'm not always going to be what you want me to be sometimes, but I'm always going to be honestly and unapologetically me. You dig? Make sure y'all understand that. And this is a 18 and over show, so if you got your kids around, make sure that you dig, you put them away, tuck them away, and while you listen to this, you listen to this with, you know, grown adults, because we talking grown shit right now. And I'm going to say a few words that's going to be not appropriate for the young toddlers moving around in your household, you dig? So make sure you tuck them away and you listen to this with your adult ears. You feel me? And bring your whole mind. You dig? And the reason why I want you to bring your whole mind, because I want you to understand, I'm not trying to, you dig, tell you what to think. I'm trying to teach you how to think, you dig? I'm trying to spark your mind in certain ways that you could be inspired and be impacted in a way that it would help you to go out here and really make something of yourself, instead of just staying put and just going through life, just collecting or receiving the bare minimum. You feel me? Because life should be lived in a special way. We should not take it for granted. We should value life and live it in a special way. The best way possible that we can do for the things that we have. You dig? Just work with what you got. Sometimes we complain about the things we don't have, but you need to just be thankful and grateful for the things you do have. You dig? And like, I'm gonna get into it. I ain't gonna waste too much time with y'all. I'm gonna really get into it because, like I said again, it's important that you get the information, because the faster it comes from my lips and it gets to your ears, you'll be able to take this information and utilize it in your life today. And you ain't gotta waste no time, man. You could make a decision today and change your whole life if you apply the information that I'm about to convey to you right now. Like I said again, this episode is about the power of commitment. And I'm gonna tell some truth about my life and the things that I've went throughout my life. Not taking the opportunities to commit to the things that I love doing. And a lot of people might not admit this. A lot of men might not admit this at all either, but most men are scared of commitment. And I know I was scared of commitment coming up at an early age in my life. Coming up in the streets, I was definitely scared of commitment because I didn't want to be obligated to nothing. You dig? And a lot of times, when you coming up in the streets, you don't want to be stagnant. You always want to be in the flow. You always want to be moving around, doing what you got to do, right? And your life is so up and down. It's like a seesaw. You don't know what's going to happen today or happen tomorrow. So you always want to have that freedom to move when you want to. So I was afraid to be committed to something, like, committed in signing a lease, as I got older and I started making money. You dig? Being afraid to sign a lease was one of the things that was in the back of my mind, because I was so much in the streets. I didn't want to put my name on nothing that I was going to have to be obligated to pay every month, paying a rent every month, or just having to pay a bill every month at this particular place that I might be staying at. I like the freedom of just being able to rent a room for a certain time period, be there for however long I want to be there, and then be able to move and do whatever I need to do later on, or if I feel like, I need to get up out of town for whatever reason, because I might have did something that might have got me 100 years. So I want to, have that freedom to get up and move anytime I felt like. So that was one of my fears growing up, just not being confident enough in myself to want to commit to paying somebody rent every month. And when you stop and you think about it, it's a certain type of programming to think that type of way. You feel me? Just being in the streets and having that mentality, that's not a mentality to have if you're trying to grow. That's not a mentality to have if you're trying to evolve and take things to the next level, because you're floating through life in a way where there's no foundation under you. You dig? At the end of the day, you want to be able to have a home that you can go to, that you could always, have that as some place you can call yours. And even though you might not own the property, but the fact that you can turn the key and you can go into your home and nobody's there to bother you, or nobody's there to get on your nerve, and you can just lock in and do your thing. You feel me? And be in the comfort of your own home, that gives you a sense of comfort. You dig? And it also frees your mind from being, having the thought process of not knowing what tomorrow is going to bring. Because when you out in the streets and you don't have a solid foundation, you don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. You just moving. You dig? And you living your life constantly on edge. And that traveled throughout my whole entire life. At a certain point, I had to realize that, man, that stopped me from even signing a lease and buying a house at an earlier age in my life, when I had the money to do so. You feel me? Just being afraid to commit to a 30-year lease or 30-year deed, having to pay a mortgage for 30 years. The fact that I have to commit to that was something that I wasn't ready to do. I didn't feel like I wanted to be obligated to do. And for years, I refused on buying a house or even signing a lease at an apartment because I was scared of commitment. And most niggas in the streets are scared of commitment and they won't admit it. You dig? That's why we float through life, moving and grooving. Don't know what's what's going to happen next. And it's exciting being in that environment and thinking that way. You're not knowing what you're doing because 2020 is hindsight. You don't know that you actually hurting yourself instead of really helping yourself, you dig? But that was just the mentality at that particular time in my life, in that stage in my life, you dig? And a lot of us are going through that right now. Not because I've evolved and got to a place in my mind where I'm not afraid no more to commit to certain things. That doesn't mean that the rest of the world are not experiencing what I've experienced at a young age, you dig? Just that fear of committing to something. I was so afraid to commit, even when it came to women and it came to relationships. I wasn't, you know what I mean? I wasn't really the one that's quick to jump into a relationship because the lack of information, the fear of the unknown, the fear of what this person is going to do. See, I was suffering for years from unconscious incompetence, and I didn't know what I didn't know. You dig? Just like the streets don't teach you how to leverage debt, which is one of the reasons why I was afraid to sign a lease and get into a mortgage situation or anything of that nature. The streets don't teach you how to commit in a relationship and stay loyal to that person that you decide to be with. The streets is not going to teach you that. You dig? The streets is not going to teach you how to stay down for somebody that you supposedly like or you care about. And a lot of times, coming up for me, it was all lust. It wasn't really something that I really felt like deeply about when it comes to getting in a relationship. It was just straight lust. As most of us are caught up in when we're young. We caught up in lust. You dig? You think you know what love is, but you really don't. You just have a false imagination of what you think it is. But everybody got their own perception of what they think love is. But I was lost in the sauce, you dig? And I was caught up in lust. The only thing that I was ever committed to in my life was being committed to my own selfish needs, you dig? Committed to, like I said, being committed to my need for lust, committed to my need for acceptance, committed to my need for admiration.
This ain't just oil, this is liquid gold for your waves. Made to keep your hair soft, moisturized, and healthy. 100% natural ingredients, no chemicals, no cap. It feeds your scalp, keeps your waves deep, defined, and shining. If your waves don't shine, they ain't talking. Keep them talking.
Committed to my need for respect. And eventually you have to grow out of that and understand that it's bigger than you. Life is bigger than your own selfish needs, you dig? And I have to understand that I have to commit to something regardless of how I feel and the fear in my heart about committing to somebody or being obligated to do something that I don't feel like I should be doing. And it was so childish and so minute when I think about it now, that being in a relationship sometimes I used to feel obligated to take my girl out to the movies, or I used to feel obligated to do something nice for her on her birthday. And these are the things that you should want to do for somebody you care about. But at that particular time, living that street life, I didn't want to feel obligated to do nothing. You dig? And not just the way I wanted to live my life. I wanted to be free. And if I felt like I wanted to buy roses on a Monday, then that's what I would do on a Monday. But if I don't feel like buying it on a Sunday, then I'm not gonna buy it. Or if you tell me you miss me and I don't feel like I miss you, I'm not gonna say it back. And I don't want to feel obligated to say it back either. You dig? Because if I don't miss you the time you say you miss me, we shouldn't have an argument or a disagreement about that. You should respect the fact that, I don't miss you as much as you miss me right now. And that doesn't mean I care for you any less. Nah, that don't mean that at all. It just means right now where I'm at in my mind, that's not the emotion that I'm feeling. And I'm not trying to say it just because you said it. So it's just a natural reaction to say it back. Nah, I just want to stand firm and be like, all right, cool. I appreciate the fact that you miss me, but I seen you 2 days ago, baby. I don't really miss you that much. And you shouldn't take no negative energy from that. Just understand that's just what it is. I'm being honest and truthful, you dig? But like I was saying, man, being afraid to commit, I was street poisoned. This is a mentality that is not a wise mentality to have. It's a mental poison that I was just infected by, but didn't really understand how much it had affected me in a negative way until I got older and I had to realize I'm in this cycle of confusion. And I had to grow out of it, and I had to understand that I was caught up in a trick bag. And when I say a trick bag, I was caught up in a plot or in a scheme to have me thinking in a way that's not going to help me to elevate. You dig? When you young and you get money fast, you have to understand that this money is not going to always come consistent like this. The fast money always slow up. You dig? So the smart thing to do was to get an apartment and sign a lease and have a solid foundation that I could stand firm on. So when the money ain't coming in, I got enough money put aside to pay my bills and pay my rent. You dig? That's the mentality I should have had. But instead, I wanted to buy a new car. You dig? So you pulling up to your room that you renting from somebody in a S550 Benz, or maybe in a BMW or a nice luxury car. And a lot of niggas had that type of street mentality, where I know some niggas that used to have, you know what I mean, luxury cars, but living in a hotel. You dig? And it's a real thing. It's a real thing. I remember times in my life where I was staying at a hotel and I had a nice luxury car. This is the street mentality, where we have this mindset where we feel like our car is our prized possession. You dig? And we would live in a cardboard box. But long as we got a nice whip and we dress fresh to impress, that's all we need. You dig? And I'm here to tell you, that's a mentality that you don't want to have. That's your street poison if you think like that. If you have a mentality like that, I'm just letting you know off the rip, you working backwards. You hustling backwards. You dig? The place where you rest your head, that should be the first place that you solidified and you locked down. That should be the place that you have all the way plush. Your car, that's secondary. You dig? That's not something that you need to put all your money and your time into, because that's just something for the flash, for when you go outside. You dig? But at the end of the day, your foundation should be where you live at. That should be plush. You should spend as much time and effort at your crib and be there to feed your mind. Because if you're in a place where you feel comfortable, you can feed your mind comfortably. You dig? You can sit down and you can think. You spend time in your crib when you have it nicely plush. You feel me? You out in the streets a lot because you don't like the way you live. You don't like where you living at. You feel me? A lot of niggas don't like their household. That's why they outside all the time. They don't like the bed they sleep on. They don't like the couch they sit down at. They don't like the table they eat dinner at. You dig? Because you ain't put money inside your household. You put all your money in your car and your clothes. Now understanding, man, when you come home to a nice crib that's plush, and you got nice couches, you got nice furnitures, and you spend time and effort designing and putting the decor together, man, you feel comfortable when you come home. You dig? And you can really think with a clear mind. But I just want y'all to understand, that's how most of us move through life, being street poison. We spend more money on jewelry, cars, and clothes. You feel me? And occasionally hoes. So we have to understand that committing to signing a lease, that's big in some of these niggas' mind. You dig? That's big. It was big for me when I first signed my lease. For years, I used to have my girlfriend sign my lease. You dig? Any girl that I was digging at that particular time, I would have them sign my lease. You feel me? And like I said again, there's never been a time in my life when I was coming up, I was faithful to a female. I wasn't ready to commit, and I was too afraid to tell them that I wasn't ready to commit. So I used to play the game. You dig? Run through life, lying, manipulating, confusing people, and playing with their hearts and their emotions, because I was too fearful to say, you know what? I like you. I really want to rock with you, but right now that's not where I'm at in my life. I don't want to commit to nobody but myself. You dig? And I was fearful of doing that, so I used to play the game. Like I said again, I would have 4 and 5 and 6 different girlfriends in the same school. I would have 4 and 5, 6 different girlfriends when I got out of school. And when I got a little older and I spoke to my pops and I realized he was a gallus. You feel me? I realized that he was a dude that was always chasing tail. You dig? When his friends is out looking for a job, he out there looking for some new, you know what I mean? New joint to smash. You feel me? That was his mentality. So I understand where I got it from. You feel me? Having that lust inside of me just moving through life. Like I said again, the only thing I was committed to when I stop and I think about it was committed to my own selfish needs. I was committed to the hustle. I was committed to getting some money. I was committed to just finding my way through life. You feel me? That was the only thing I was committed to the hustle, trying to find my way through life. But I was lost in the sauce because I didn't understand life at that particular time. Like I said again, 2020 vision is hindsight, you feel me? I was just committed to all the wrong things. Going through life, just committed to just doing things that is gonna put me in a trick bag and possibly can give me 100 years in prison. You feel me? And a lot of niggas out here is committed to the hustle. You feel me? Committed to the streets. Committed to using drugs all day. Committed to just doing all the fuck shit that can give them 120 years in prison, you feel me? But we have to wisen up and understand that we gotta change our way of thinking. We gotta use the information that we're gathering throughout our years and use it to our benefit and understand that it's bigger than just your small way of thinking. Life is bigger than just get some money all day, every day. Yeah, we're gonna do that. That's natural, because that's a part of who I am. Every day, if you a hustler, you're gonna get some money. But you gotta think beyond the money.
All my life I heard the expressions, you gotta fake it to make it. But I never really subscribed to that concept, because I believe you gotta think it to make it. See, whatever the mind of man can conceive and bring itself to believe, he can achieve. Change your mind and you can change your life.
Take a whiff, I'm the black Richie Rich. Do it all on my own. I ain't never need a cause it's all in the wrist. She in love with the sniff. I'm in love with the bricks. Like I'm short, like I'm thick. Make a bust like the rhyme. Only hit it one time.
At a young age, I wasn't committed to going to class every day. Nah, man, I was skipping class, man. I was skipping class any chance I get, man. I was, like I said again, the only thing I was committed to, man, was trying to get some money. That's the only thing I was committed to, man. And being committed in a relationship was the furthest thing in my mind that I was thinking about, man. That was the furthest thing in my mind. You dig? I've been in a lot of relationships, man, where I almost got, caught up a lot of times with women because I wasn't confident enough or brave enough to say, man, you know what, baby, I fuck with you, but I ain't really, ready for that. So, you dig? I've experienced where you dig getting caught up. And I used to do stupid shit where I would have, go by a girl crib and I go to her crib after I just left, another female crib, and I take off my clothes and I would have an unwrapped condom inside of my pants pocket. And I take my keys out and my whatever's in my pocket, I put on the counter, and the unwrapped condom is on the counter. You dig? And the shorty in the kitchen cooking, and she looking at that, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, and I got to come up with 101 lies just because I didn't want to commit to the situations that I was facing at that particular time. I didn't want to commit to the relationship. You feel me? These lies just get bigger and bigger, and you go throughout your life lying and manipulating and abusing people's hearts and emotions and feelings, you dig? And like I said again, I was a savage when I was young. I really didn't give two fucks, you feel me? How a female feel about whatever I was doing, you dig? Just because I was afraid to commit, you dig? So I know a lot of you niggas out there right now in relationships and you're afraid to commit. I was talking to my uncle the other day and he was telling me how he was cheating on his wife with a married woman. And while he was saying that, I was thinking in my mind, like, damn, this nigga might not want to live long, man. Everybody know you don't mess with a married man wife. But besides that, right, I was thinking to myself, I said, man, once you married, I believe married man and married woman should be exiled from the dating pool. Number one, y'all shouldn't even have the option to cheat, period. Y'all should never have the option to cheat because at the end of the day, you made that decision, you did? You shouldn't be out here sleeping with this one and that one. You shouldn't be allowed in a nightclub. You shouldn't be allowed in a strip club. You shouldn't be allowed to go to no hookah lounge or no bars unless you're accompanied by your wife or you got a handwritten letter, you know what I mean, signed by a judge that was written by your wife to approve that you can go to these places, man. You shouldn't be allowed to go overseas. You shouldn't be allowed to go to DR, Colombia, or no place of that magnitude because you know what's going on when you hit those motherfucking islands, man. You feel me? You should not be allowed to go none of those places unless you with your wife. It is what it is. That's how I'm feeling. Because once you make that decision to live that lifestyle, man, you got to leave the rest of these hoes for niggas like me and single niggas out there that's living a regular lifestyle and people who are in regular relationships, you dig? As soon as you get a chick number, Amber Alert should go off stating that you've been married for 3 years and you got 6 kids, you dig? That should automatically go off and you should not be able to text no female unless your wife sends you a verification code giving you access to text another female, man. You shouldn't have that privilege, you dig? And also, I want to say this too. You should be also when you make a decision like going to the courthouse and really, you know what I mean, making an oath under God, you can't have emotions like pride and ego getting in the way of your relationship. Nah, emotions, pride, and ego should never get in the way of your relationship, man. That shit got to go out the window once you in a relationship. And once y'all have a disagreement or an argument, y'all should be able to resolve that situation, man. You got an obligation and the duty to fix that, you dig? Like I said again, you made a decision. You got to live with it. You can't be out here trying to play both sides of the fence, man. You made a decision. You pick the side that you want to stay on. Stay on that side. Leave the rest of these hoes for single niggas and niggas like me, man, who out here really living life to the fullest. You feel me? And enjoying life. You dig? And not to say you not enjoying life. You got to enjoy the lifestyle that you decide to live. You feel me? Everybody want to live a double life. You can't live a double life, man. I mean, you could. Everybody has the free will to live a double life, but you already know what's going to happen. That's a double-edged sword. You're going to get cut both ways. You never going to win. You never going to win living a double life. You have to stop being a bitch and commit at the end of the day, man. You feel me? That's all I'm trying to say, man. Once you decide to say, I'm going to go take those vows and I'm going to go walk the aisle and jump over brooms and all this other, you know what I mean, ritual shit that you decide to do, that's it, man. Stay your ass over there. Stay your ass over there. Don't come over here with us, man. You dig? Don't come over here with us. It's dark over here, man. You feel me? Too much you niggas out here living double lives and double dipping, man. You feel me? You're double dipping. If you have a married woman and you married and you locked down, you shouldn't be fucking another nigga married wife, man. You shouldn't be fucking a married. I'm just saying. Same thing for you women, man. If you locked down and got a husband, man, you shouldn't be out here sleeping with other married men. You should be exiled from the dating pool, Nick. That's how niggas end up doing 100 years in jail and niggas end up killing their wife and killing. Anyway, let me not say the word K-I-L-L. They end up unaliving their wife and unaliving their husband or unaliving themselves. You feel me? So like I said again, once you choose to live a certain lifestyle, commit to that. Live that lifestyle, you feel me? Don't be out here trying to be a playboy when you know you got kids and you know you got a wife. You feel me? And you come to me asking me for advice, asking me what should I do? My wife is bugging, my wife is tripping. I'm gonna tell you, hey man, suck it all up, man. You made a decision, man. You dig? Go back to your wife, tuck your tail for your family. You feel me? You made a decision. Don't be out here trying to act like you got ego and you got pride and letting your pride get in the way. Man, you made your decision. Stay on that side, you dig? I'm making a decision to live the lifestyle I want to live. You feel me? That's suitable for me. I know a lot of niggas that went and got kids right after high school, man. Some niggas went and had kids in high school. That's the lifestyle that they wanted to live. That's how they wanted to move. You feel me? That wasn't for me. Like I told y'all, I was committed to getting to the money. So as soon as I left high school, I was focused on getting money. I was committed to the hustle. I was committed to that lifestyle. You feel me? So being committed in a relationship and getting married was not my bag. I wasn't trying to get caught up in that type of thing. You dig? I wasn't trying to walk down no aisles and make no vows. That wasn't a lifestyle I wasn't trying to live. Even to this day, my homeboys be asking me, man, you ain't got no kids yet? Why you ain't got no kids yet? My nigga, I'm taking my time with it. You feel me? I know you got a few kids and you living, you know what I mean, that daddy duty life, but that ain't the lifestyle I want to live, man. I'm still young, fly, doing my motherfucking thing, and I want to live my life the way I want to live it. Not to say I ain't gonna have no kids. I say, man, I could pass you up in 1 year, man. I could fuck around and have 6 kids in 1 year. I could pass you up. You got 6 right now. I could have 7 in 1 year and pass you up if I decide to do that. You dig? But that's not what I'm going to do. That ain't the type of lifestyle that I want to live when I'm going to have 7 kids in 1 year. You feel me? I want to take my time with it because I'm committed to what I'm committed to. You feel me? Getting to the money, getting to the bag. That's been my motto since I was yay high. You feel me? That's always been the move for me. But I want to encourage y'all to understand this, man. Commit to something, regardless of what's going on in your life. You have to first commit to yourself. You feel me? Commit to understanding that you ain't perfect and you're not going to do things the right way all the time. And there's going to be things that happen in your life that cause you to change your mind when you commit to certain things that you want to do. That may be something that you love doing. You dig? At some point in my life, I love, music, and I still do. But at an early stage of my life, when the music wasn't really working out for me, I went and I did an audition for acting. You dig? And I wasn't really interested in acting, but it was paying $75 for the day. So I went up to this particular agency in Manhattan. They signed me up real quick, sent me on a few auditions, and I got the first role that I auditioned for. Cheers, what it is and what it ain't. The wait is finally over. For everybody that's in my DM asking me about mentorship, y'all asking me about how did I raise my vibration, what's my hair routine, what's my skin routine. Y'all asking me all type of questions, man. Listen, the wait is over. All you got to do right now is click the link and sign up to the Cash Academy, the School of Hard Knocks, where you can create a successful mindset, the place where you can be, do, and have anything and everything you want, where we can teach you how to raise your vibration so you can raise your currency, man. Listen, it's the School of Hard Knocks. I'm laying the game out for you. I'm giving you the recipe to success. All you got to do is click the link right now. You don't got to ask me questions in my DM no more. Join the community of thinkers, and we're going to share information. We're going to have one-on-one dialogue. All you got to do is sign up right now, join the School of Hard Knocks. I'm going to take you to the next level in the game, all right? Cheers. If I was smart and I was wise, I would have realized, man, this might be something that I could get into because I didn't really work too hard for this. Actually, when I went into the audition, I went with the intentions of not even getting the role. That was the intention behind me auditioning. I'm thinking I'm just going to get my feet wet. I'm not going to get the role, but I'm going to get the experience under my belt. But I end up getting a call the following week, and they told me, hey, man, we love you. We want you to act in this particular movie. So I did a movie, and I damn near forgot about it because I was so caught up and committed to the music. And then one day as I'm moving through Harlem, one of my homeboys, he was an African dude. He sell Blockbuster DVDs, bootleg DVDs, really. And he told me he saw me in a movie. Now, 2 years went by because they take real long to put out movies. 2 years went by. I forgot about me even doing a movie. And then he told me, man, listen, man, I got a movie with you in it. And I'm like bugging because I'm like, nigga, I ain't did no movies. What are you talking about? Because I was so caught up in the music, I forgot about the movie that I did. You know what I mean? So anyway, I went up to his crib. He put the movie on, and there I was acting in a movie that was eventually put into Blockbuster. They don't have that no more because we got Netflix and we got all type of different digital streaming service. But for those who understand, or those who was in my era, we have Blockbusters. Blockbuster is a place where you go to rent movies and you take back when you're done with the movies. You know what I mean? You rent it, you take it home, watch it, and you take it back to the Blockbuster's DVD rental place after you're done with it. You feel me? So anyway, my movie was in Blockbuster. I went to Blockbuster and got it, rented it, and watched it as well because I couldn't really see it too well on the bootleg version my homeboy was showing me, but I was able to see it on the, Blockbuster version. But like I say that to say this, right? Even though I was in love with doing music, acting could have been something that I got into and I got my feet wet as well. But like I said again, I was committed to the music. Sometimes God would throw things at your direction, and if you're not smart enough, you'll drop the ball. You feel me? He can throw the ball in your direction, and if you don't pick it up, you can end up missing your shot. And that could be another way I could have got to where I wanted to be. You dig? Not getting what you want is sometimes a blessing. That's what I had to realize. Even though I was caught up on the music and I was in love with just trying to be in that type of lifestyle in that world, if I'd have just looked at what could have possibly been and I took the leap of faith and say, you know what? The music ain't working the way I wanted to. I'm gonna head over into this acting thing because it seemed like they really liked me in this particular field. If I was smart and wise enough, I would have jumped and made that decision, even though I could still do it to this day. But back then it would have been more easier for me because, like I said again, there was a lot of agencies back then and you could easily go sign up because they was paying for you to be an extra or they was paying for you to actually audition at that particular time. Right now, I don't think they doing that now. I don't think they paying you to audition or paying you or giving you any type of money to show up being an extra or whatever. It's a different time now because studios are closing. Maybe in Atlanta with Tyler Perry, they doing all that good stuff. But for right now, in Hollywood, I don't think they really rocking like that. Or even in New York, I don't even think they have those same type of agencies no more where you can just go into a building and ask them to, hey, here's my headshots. Can you sign me up to your agency? And it was just like that. You could easily be signed up to an agency, but that was back then. This is now. But I say that to say this. You're a human being, so you're not like a tree. You're not like anything else in the world. You can change your mind at any time that you want. You know what I mean? You have the option to actually do something different. You don't have to always do what you love. You can do what you're good at. See, the thing that you love doing, you might not be good at. You feel me? So you got to focus on, lock in and figure out what you good at. Then when you start making money from the things that you good at, then you can start to invest in the things you love. You feel me? And that's why I continue to constantly invest in my music, because that's what I love. Whether you like it or don't like it, it don't even matter to me because I'm going to do it regardless, right? Because that's what I love doing. What am I good at? I'm good at so many things. You feel me? So I do that as well. But I say that to say this. You have to make a decision and commit to something. Don't lie to yourself. That's very important. Don't lie to yourself. Always be sure of yourself when you make that decision. That's it. You just commit to it. Don't worry about all the things that's going to happen in your life to try to distract you. All the things that's going to get in your way to try to distract you. All the noise that's around you. You got to commit, B. You feel me? Regardless of what's going on around you. You got to commit to whatever you're doing. Somebody called me the other day and told me, man, they changing their job because a lot of, job dispute going on, a lot of things going on, there's cattiness going on. I told them, hey, listen, man, you can make a decision and change whatever you want to do, but whatever you decide to do, just make your next move your best move and commit to it at the end of the day. Follow it all the way through, because no matter where you go, there's never going to be a perfect job site. You dig? Unless you own the company or you own the business, there's always going to be, disgruntled employees. There's always going to be that cattiness going on, especially if you're working around women. There's always going to be that back and forth. There's always going to be men trying to get at you. That's just what's going to happen when you're in the work field, you dig? Especially if you don't own the company. But at the end of the day, you got to commit to what you're doing. You got to commit to what you sign up for. Understand that, you dig? Don't lie to yourself. Don't get yourself in a situation that you know you can't follow all the way through. And that's what a lot of niggas be doing. They be picking up strays off the streets, picking up girls, picking up different dudes that they don't even know from a hole in the wall, and being friends with niggas because they friendly niggas, or being in a relationships that they have no business being with the female because they know they ain't trying to commit. They know they ain't trying to really be locked down with this person, having relations with women and having kids with women, and know you that not trying to commit. You dig? You know you not trying to commit to raising that child. You got to understand, man, you ain't got to do it alone. Take God with you when you doing whatever you trying to do, man. You ain't got to do it alone. You dig? Understand this, and I want you to repeat this. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. You dig? Anything you want to do, you got to take him with you, man. You feel me? And you can make sure, get it done. You can execute on that goal. You can execute on that particular thing that you want to do. Too many of y'all committed to doing drugs. Too many of y'all committed to doing bullshit all day, every day, your day. A lot of y'all committed to dying and not living. You got to commit to living, man. You got to commit to living a lifestyle that's going to bring you nothing but abundance. You got to commit to focusing on the things that you really want to do and lock in. Stop playing out here. If you're making an investment, you got to commit to it. Stop watching it. And as soon as you see it makes $2 profit, $3 profit, $100 profit, you take the money out because you ain't committed to the long haul. Anytime you make an investment, you got to understand this is for long term. This is not for right now. So you got to commit. Anything you getting involved with, commit. It's powerful just taking a leap of faith and committing to whatever you're trying to get into, man. I wouldn't have made it this far without the power of commitment. You dig? Committing to the hustle, committing to the grind, committing to struggle. But productive struggle, you dig? I was struggling all the way to the top. It was a productive struggle. It took a struggle to pick up a book every day and read. It was a struggle to sit down and just pause for a second for 20 minutes throughout the day and meditate. It was a struggle to pray and get on my knees and ask God for forgiveness for all the things that I've done in my past. It was a struggle. It was a struggle to be upfront and tell women how I was coming and how I was doing what I was doing and letting them know this is my lifestyle and this is how I'm living. Either you're gonna rock with it or you not. It was a struggle, but it was a productive struggle. So you gotta commit to it. Commit to keeping it real with yourself. Important. It's very important, man. Commit to keeping it real with yourself. And once you do that, you'll commit to keeping it real with everybody else, you dig? Because integrity is the essence of everything successful. If you're not moving with integrity and committing to the situation, you're not gonna really see no success out of it, you dig? And I want you to understand this, man, and take this with you so you could really put this in your membrane and really meditate on this. Understand this, man. What I learned in the streets while I was hustling is this. Success is not making money. Making money is a result of success. So what I mean by that is this. Be committed to whatever you good at and the money is going to come, man. You just got to stay down until you come up. Be committed to it. Lock in. Stop playing games and really focus, man. You dig? Like I said, this episode went on a little bit longer than I wanted to go on, but I appreciate y'all for being here, locking in, and really, really vibing with your boy today, you dig? And I want y'all to continue to support the show. I want y'all to continue to lock in and really vibe with your boy and really enjoy this this ride with me, you feel me? Because I'm committed to the grind. I'm committed to the hustle. I'm committed to the effort, the work that I got to put in to make sure build this particular platform to where I want it to be, you dig? We on the road to 100,000 subscribers. That's what we trying to do, you feel me? So we gonna get there by hook or crook, come hella high water. We gonna get there, you feel me? So I want y'all to stay committed, stay locked in with me, because I'm committed to the grind. Like I said again, you commit to taking this information and using it to the best of your ability. Now, everything I say might not resonate with you, but the things that do resonate with you, you take a notepad, pen with blue ink, and you write that shit down, you feel me? And you express yourself out there in the world. You apply the shit that I'm telling you, you feel me? Don't just take it and just read it and don't do nothing about it. Apply the information that I'm telling you, man. You feel me? What you got to get from this episode is understand, don't lie to yourself. Commit to the grind, commit to the struggle, commit to the hustle, you feel me? Don't lie to yourself. Don't play games. Don't put yourself in a trick bag. Don't jump in a relationship that you know you're not ready to commit to, you feel me? And understand while you're moving and grooving through life, yeah, you got to make sure you build the foundation that you can stand on, because you only can build as high up as your foundation is deep. And also take God with you on the mission. Anywhere you going through this life, man, take God with you on the mission. He gonna be your ride or die. When everybody else fall back and everybody else tell you they can't make it, he gonna definitely make it on time with you, you feel me? Wherever you trying to go. So I'm gonna see y'all niggas at the top, man. Y'all know what it is, man. And also, I want y'all to remember this if you don't remember nothing else, man. The best way to predict the future is to create it. It's yours truly, Liquid Cash. Cheers.
Yeah. It's the Pirates of the Caribbean. Niggas can't fuck with me, man.
That boy.
It's Liquid Cash, I need it all out the stash. I'ma get rich or I'ma get deported. Riding cross country, my Ford Taurus with two hoes and they both foreign. These trick niggas about to get extorted.